Hey guys, it's your friend Moonhorse here. I'm gonna read you a story, one that was sent to me specifically, and usually in these cases, and this one included, I choose to omit the Reddit user's name since usually these are kind of personal stories. In the in the spirit of full disclosure, I did get about halfway through this before I had to restart this recording because of some issues, and uh, I'm not I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a heavy one, and I'm also not gonna lie to you. I am not a very happy Moonhorse right now. This is gonna be a tough one. I'm going to read everything in this from bottom to top. Well, top to bottom rather, and this is this is a hard one. So if if you feel like this is just too much, totally understand. But this is a hard one, and it's something that needs to be said. So there was someone in one of your videos who told you that you're probably the most compassionate YouTuber who covers these kinds of subjects. That you understand the nuances of the neckbeard, if you will, in its various forms. My best friend and I will often listen to your videos. Sometimes we laugh, partly at your infectious laughter and partly at the story itself. It was the Mia story that really caught my best friend's attention. She feels a connection to the writer of the story, and highly approves of how you tackled the heavy subject. She wanted to send you her story on a throwaway account, but since she had a lot of trouble, I'll spare you the details. We've been talking through it piece by piece, and I've been typing it up for her. I actually remember when all this happened. Let's call her Summer, and I'll be John. We were both juniors in high school. Summer was always the more outgoing one. Some people loved her for it, and some were, and this is my opinion, jealous that she could be so positive. Only her few closest friends knew that she was getting help for anxiety and depression. It seemed to be working so far as we knew, but it's also easy for her to hide her true emotions. On top of that, she and I were both closeted at the time, and even when she couldn't accept herself, she was my guiding light. We had plenty of neckbeards in our school and in our small town, many of whom stood out in a very negative way. They were known for lurking around our local used bookstore, coffee shop, library, trying to flirt with everything that moved. I remember an occasion where Summer and I went to get coffee, and I noticed a man staring at her. So much unkempt beard and hair that he looked like a cartoon lumberjack hiding in a hair shrub with two eyes poking out. These men were creepy, but usually, ultimately harmless. Now, for the story itself, I'll warn you, it's heavy. It's very messed up. It makes me angry to hear this and to type it out. This all started when Summer had gone home after school and was working on homework. Her phone had gone off, and it was a number she didn't recognize. Ignoring it, she continued to work. Then it rang again. She figured, she'd answer it. The way she describes it to me, the voice itself sounded greasy, just sleazy. He said, "Hey, I'm looking for man's name." Summer told him politely, as is her way, that he must have had the wrong number and she didn't know anybody by that name. The person on the phone actually started to insist that she was the very man he was looking for. The joke, because it had to be a joke, silenced and confused her. She thought it'd be rude to hang up without some kind of resolution, and fighting would only push her mental state into a negative direction. Then she heard other voices, laughing and whispering on the other end. One asked if she was crying, another asked if she had hung up, another asked if she was going to self-harm while laughing. One of these trolls said it's what she deserves for rejecting him. Said that if she were an 8, at least, she'd have an excuse. Summer called me right after she finally managed to disconnect from them. I remember picking up the phone and giving her a cheerful, "Hello, darling," and She just said, "Hey, how are you?" The sound was deadpan. It sounded like she was repressing something major. And that broke my heart. I quickly asked her what was wrong. She said something along the lines of, "It's just that I got a weird phone call and I'm a little confused." I remember hearing the crack in her voice and trying to do everything I could to make things better. She didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to push her to do so, but she recognized a couple of these voices. She didn't tell anyone who it was for fear that it would be a burden or that it wouldn't be handled well or might make the situation worse. It wasn't the poor excuse of a joke that hurt her. It was the sadistic words that she apparently wasn't supposed to hear. That was only the beginning of what led Summer down a very dangerous path. She'd see these boys in the hallway sometimes, the ones she recognized. Every time they'd interact with her, she'd go back to what they said, especially the part about self-harm. Summer struggled with those thoughts. She'd been receiving odd prank texts and insults from different numbers, ignoring them, but you know how little things can build up. A week after that first phone call, she received a second phone call from a different number. This time, the caller left a voicemail that said in yet another greasy voice, "I'm having a party tonight with pizza and cartoons. The sexiest outfit wins a prize, and you're the only one I'm inviting, so you're guaranteed to win." She didn't answer. The next morning, she received 2 messages. One said, "Bitch, I hope you die." And another from a different number said, I hope you get raped." None of this was formally reported, and she didn't talk to anyone about it at the time. Things had definitely built up at this point. She just had a very bad experience coming out to a crush of hers, and everyone, myself included, thought this was all it was. Someone should have recognized that it would take a lot more. It felt like the light in her had gone out. Our friends, couldn't engage her in topics that normally interested her. She'd zone out of conversation, she'd break away from us to walk to classes alone. In general, she distanced herself from everyone. Some of us had the sense to give her the space and check in periodically. Others were more insistent. One girl flat out lost her shit with her. Teachers would ask to speak with her after class about her unusual lack of participation and sudden change in demeanor. She'd sometimes run into a neckbeard who'd try to hand her a bottled drink from the vending machine and ask if that would make her feel better. Sometimes saying things like, "A shoulder to cry on can be some good..." "A shoulder to cry on can be some good dick to ride on." Motherfucker. This was one of the bastards who had been bullying her over the phone, and had probably been one of those sending the awful texts. I called Summer one of the nights after an incident of this nature happened. We were talking, she'd been trying to make me less concerned for her, and then she fell to pieces. She asked me, while sobbing her heart out, if I loved her very much, and if I would always be her brother. The answer to both, then and now, of course, is yes. I was laying on my couch and listening to her try to speak, and telling her just take her time, it's okay, she didn't have to rush. Then she said, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. She sounded scared, and I had no idea what she was talking about, and it scared me. I know what this was about now. I did what I could to calm her down. She cried herself to sleep with me on the phone. I was so angry, but not with her. I knew she couldn't have brought herself to this on her own. A few days later, she had a note in a slightly bigger envelope stuffed in her locker. The note had a phone number, and it said something like, "One last time, text me and we'll go someplace fancy. Don't text me, and I'll pick you up." Inside the envelope were dead butterflies. I said earlier it was like a light had gone out in her, basically that we were losing her. It got worse. She became unreachable to her friends, even to me at times. She started dating a guy despite the fact that she's gay, and she dated him solely because she thought that if she was seeing someone, the beards would leave her alone. Here's Summer's description. I basically used this guy to hide because he was big and imposing, but he was genuinely nice. I had no idea that I'm a lesbian or that I was being targeted. I'd be affectionate towards him, and it felt so wrong. It set in that this wasn't the answer when I received a voicemail from one of the boys whispering that he wanted to rape me. Whew. Summer broke it off with this guy, and he took it surprisingly well. I remember that day because she came up to me after school, and we talked a little, and she just hugged me until her dad came to pick her up. I told her she wasn't broken. She's still in there somewhere. She's still getting shitty calls and voicemails from different numbers. She spent some time learning how to block them on her phone. It wasn't even a flip phone. She approached her parents about changing her number due to marketing calls she was starting to get. She would eventually come to find out that the reason why the guys had her number in the first place was because one of them traded a PlayStation 2 game for it with someone in our friend group. Summer never fully came back from this. She's still sweet and caring, and she's still getting help. And I think it's better help than she had. The big thing is that she's scared she might get hurt again. She gets afraid that someone will care too much, that she won't be able to do enough for them, and that they will come to hate her. Moonhorse, we trust you with this story because you know and you empathize that not all neckbeards are silly shrubs of unkempt hair. As much as I love Summer exactly the way she is, I miss her how she used to be, and always believe the best in people. I'm certain that the terrible projected attitudes of these boys were a large part of what caused all this. Assholes who think they're entitled to taking advantage of legitimately vulnerable people, and it needs to stop. Okay, so as you guys know, at the end of these, I kind of offer my own, my own comments and stuff. This has probably been edited a lot. Not the story itself, my comments. There's a large section where things got kind of quiet because I kind of put my fist into a door that really fucking hurt. But yeah, Moonhorse is not it's not happy. That was just fucking assholes. I mean, okay, I'm trying to make some kind of coherent thought out of instead of just screaming rage, No, you know what I can say, and this is what I will say. Since I know you're listening to this, Summer, and I know that's, everybody has, I'm not complaining about names. You're talking to a unicorn on the internet, but this is specifically to you. If you're listening to this, the first thing you need to know is that none of this is your fault. At all. Okay? These unbelievable fucking assholes are just angry, bitter, entitled little shits. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not a bad kid. Do not let them fucking get to you like this. I know that's hard. It really is. I've been there. I've been there a couple times. Depression's a real horrible monster, but these fucking animals are just trying to take advantage of that because they're like soulless little monsters. So, and I know this is just me giving advice, and if what you choose to do is entirely up to you. I know that no matter what, your friends, your family, even me, we all love you. It's okay. You're not alone in this. But I will say this. If you know who these kids are, you know this information, what they are doing is fucking harassment. And if they want to keep doing it, and it looks like they are, tell someone. Tell someone who can do something. Tell your parents, teachers, somebody. This is fucking horrible. They're fucking horrible. And they don't have the right to do that to you. No one has the right to do that to you. Okay? And this goes for all of you. Do not allow someone like that to just do that shit. Yeah, I know it seems easier in the moment to just ignore it or just to let it go. But with these little fucking cunts, for example, they're not letting it go. They intend to do something. And the one with the fucking note, alright? And this is the reason, like, I'm so, wound up about this. That's fucking sociopathic behavior. We're beyond neckbeard, okay? There's a lot of neckbeard that can do really bad things. We're beyond neckbeard. That is a fucking monster. You need to tell someone. No one will be mad at you. No one will blame you. It's not your fault that these things happen. And I'm not saying you have to do it right now. And if you need someone to go with you, you have your friends, talk to them. This is unbelievable. This fucking Christ. These fucking assholes. I can't even imagine what you're going through. But know that you don't have to do it alone. I know this is, I'm just some fucking doofus on the internet, but seriously, don't. If you don't care about anything else I've said, at least remember that you don't have to do this alone. Don't let them fucking get to you. You're a million times better than that. Guys, this kind of shook me up. I'm trying to, go back to your friendly neighborhood Moonhorse, but god damn it, nobody deserves this. I'm sorry. Fuck. Seriously, though. Tell someone. Don't let them get away with this. I know it's hard, but don't let them get away with this. I'm gonna let you guys, if you have anything to say, comments or, like always, but, I'm gonna end this video. I need to, I need some time. I don't know. I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.